or mobile device.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HT2. It is a beautiful Friday Eve here at Woodward Sports. Isn't that right, Adham?
Good morning, everybody! Goodbye, Al! What's up, buddy? I heard the bad news yesterday. It might be bad news for you. It's great news for me. Good morning. Oh, my God. Terry.
I just want to say Al Avila's a nice guy.
No. Oh, by the way, you know what? We'll start with that. Good. So, you know who you are. I'm not going to call names. I'm going to try to be a polite and normal human being today. Probably not going to happen. So I'm probably going to name drop you anyways. But to all you pieces of shit that say, oh, well, you know, Al's a nice guy. I'm sure Al's a nice guy. Yeah, he's one of the good guys. So what? So what? I don't care. He sucks at his job. He sucked at it for 8 years. You think I care that he's nice? What the hell does that mean? Huh? Let's say I'm a nice guy. Huh? And I work for you. You give me your 401k, and I take it to zero in 8 years. Oh, well, you know, Adham ruined my entire life. But hey, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. It's all good. Fuck you guys, you bunch of idiots. You know who you are. Maz, I love you, buddy, but you got to stop this. You got to stop it. You're one of them. All right? Chris Brown, whatever the hell your name is, I forget your name. You know who you are, all of you on Twitter that are saying, oh, he's a nice guy. You shouldn't be applauding somebody losing their job. Some people don't deserve to have jobs. Sorry. This country isn't perfect. No country in the world is perfect. There's some people that have jobs, some people that don't. Al Avila is definitely one of the people that should not have a job in Major League Baseball. Now, you tell me, Adham, well, what? He can't get a job anywhere else? Well, if he wants to go work at McDonald's, he's more than welcome to.
Burger King will take
Just
him.
stay the hell away from running a baseball team. So, yesterday was a very good day for me, obviously. I think the only two things that would ever trump the Al Avila firing would be obviously the birth of my son or daughter. I don't know which one it is yet. And then, of course, the Lions winning a Super Bowl. Those are two things that will always be 1 and 2 in my life. Having said that, this is a damn good day.
It is a good day. But you know what? God's going to give you a daughter. You know why? To settle you down a little bit.
God, give me a daughter.
God's giving you a daughter.
I'm going to need more than a daughter to calm me down.
She's going to calm you down, though. But I'll be honest. I didn't think it was going to happen because I did not follow one of my rules of sports. You do not go by what someone says at a press conference. You go by actions. And when Chris Ilitch said that he's very pleased with the progress of the Lions, I'm like, or the Tigers, I'm like, he ain't firing Al. He's happy.
Imagine,
But you know who came off yesterday almost as bad as Al Avila?
Almost? No, just as.
Chris Ilitch.
He's just as bad.
Yes.
Chris Ilitch doesn't get a pass for this, by the way. He would have done this before the deadline. I'm not going to lie to you. I would have sat up here. I would have celebrated, the whole Al Avila. All right, cool. But I would have said, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, he can turn it around. As an owner, like turn on the switch. You know what? I have to do a better job at this. I'm not doing a good job. For him to allow this man to lead the trade deadline. Like what's the point? Terry, let's say, you have a tragic incident happen in your life, right?
All right.
Let's say, for example, your wife cheats on you, okay? Your wife cheats on you, that's it. You want a divorce, you're done, you're fed up, unacceptable, whatever it may be. Fair?
I might forgive her.
Do you wait 8 years? Shut the hell up, Terry. No, the fuck you aren't. You're not forgiving her as long as you're my friend. All right? No. Stop that. Anyways. You don't give her 8 years. Oh, we'll get divorced in 8 years, maybe 9, maybe 10. We'll stick around. No kids, no commitment. It's not like this team's winning anyways.
No. This shows what I don't want to use the term idiot, but idiot.
Liar. He is a liar.
Is he a liar or an idiot?
He's both.
Because the reason he didn't fire Al before the trade deadline, he's thinking the season's miraculously could turn around. Because he said yesterday, well, we didn't know if things are going to deteriorate like this. We knew in April, at least May,
my
that this thing was
unborn
gone.
child could do a better job at running this baseball team than Chris Ilitch and Avila. That's how pathetic it is. And there's someone I really do care about in this community. I really do love Chris Castellani. I really do. Good friend. Imagine the suffering he has to go through, knowing that the Baltimore Orioles are closer to competing than the Detroit Tigers. And Chris, you were right 100% about that, but here we are. Oh, by the way, they parted ways, right? They didn't fire him. Like, I could have respected it a little more if you came out, this guy just hasn't done a good enough job. We really tried to believe in the product going into the year, and we made a mistake with that. We understand what's ahead of us. Like, Chris, where's your PR team? Hell, get a third grader. They'll help you put together a better speech than what you gave yesterday.
Or, how about this?
The Detroit Tigers organization will be parting ways with Avila. The nice way of saying, yeah, we're firing him, but we're going to part. I don't care if he served 20 years. What does that mean? Well, he was there for 20 years. He deserves respect. He was a good guy. He sucked. He sucked.
It's like Chris Ilitch didn't even know when he extended him.
Chris Ilitch his balls didn't drop when Avila was working for the damn team.
It was either 2019 or 2021. Then he said, well, it was 2019. We had a press conference. No, the press conference is in 21 or something. He didn't know that. You're the owner of the team. You're the one that has to sign the contract. You should at least know that.
This guy doesn't even remember when he gave Avila an extension. He was sitting there fumbling all over his words. By the way,
I thought I just said that.
I know.
I could be mistaken.
No, one more thing. I'm sorry. Terry, he actually stood up there and said, well, I just want you should understand, I didn't trade those players.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't trade J.D. Justin Verlander. I didn't do that. Our GM did. Dude, you have zero temperature on what's going on in your organization. Zero. Oh, we brought up the kid that has 30-plus home runs. Here we go. It's going to be great. 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. You have nothing. You have nothing to look forward to. You have nothing to sell Detroit Tigers fans on. The only reason they will show up to the ballpark outside of the love for their team is they're going to go there and have a good time even if their baseball team sucks. That's a standard fan. I have no issue with that. But don't sit there and tell me, oh, well, I didn't do it. That's like the CEO of Apple or Tesla coming out and say, well, look, I didn't design the iPhone, okay? Let's chill out here. You don't like the product, it's not on me. It's not like I oversee the whole damn thing. It's not like I hire and employ all the people here. Don't look at me. Just because you weren't the engineer doesn't mean you didn't have overseeing power over the entire op. I can't believe Chris even came out and said what he said yesterday. I'm not shocked, though. Are you?
No. And you don't believe Chris at some point told Al, we got to cut payroll? Or, Mike Ilitch, we got to cut payroll. We're not going to win anyway. So let's rebuild. Let's make this team great again in 4 or 5 years. You don't think he at least told him that?
Nah, I'm done. Just done. I'm so done. I would have by the way, one more thing. Excuse me. I'm just very frustrated this morning.
I knew you'd be on fire today.
Avila's a good guy, right? He's a good guy. We should treat him with more respect. Whatever you losers want to talk about, whatever. Okay, fine. I would have gone along with Avila's a nice guy. If a month, 2 months in, hell, when they started 12 and whatever the hell it was, 30 and something, I don't know. I would have had more respect for you, and I would have considered you a good guy if you would have said, you know what, I'm resigning. It hasn't worked, Terry. I've been here for 8 years. I've really, really tried my best to put together a contender here in Detroit for these lovely fans. It just hasn't worked out that way. I haven't done a good enough job. I'm walking away from my responsibilities as the Detroit Tigers GM. He pulls that off, I would be more than happy. But this morning, you're Matt Millen, buddy. You're Matt Millen. You're not only Matt Millen, you are just as bad, if not worse, than Matt Millen. Avila, you can get the hell out of town. I don't feel bad for you. Anybody that wants to defend you this morning, kiss my ass. You've wasted this fan base's money. It's time. 8 years of emotional distress. I should sue your ass for what you've put Detroit Tigers fans through. Goodbye, Al. Parting ways. You should have fired him. Give him the goddamn boot. Don't give him the respect of, well, we're gonna calmly part ways. No, fire his ass.
Well, you know, Adam, he's a great guy.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Yeah. You freaking losers. Unbelievable.
You're talking about my pal, Maz.
I'm talking about Maz. I'm talking about the Detroit Tigers sympathists. I'm talking about all of them. All of these idiots. I don't care how nice of a guy you are. You are in one of the prominent positions in baseball. $1 billion business, excuse me. An organization worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You don't get the luxury of saying, oh, well, I'm a nice guy. I should keep my job because, you know, I'm a nice guy. I treat people very well. I suck at my job. But, hey, I'm a nice guy. It's not how this works. When have you produced anything? The last winning season was in 2015. I was in college. And I didn't stay in college for long. So what the hell does that tell you? You dumbasses? 8 years? 8 years. We could have gone through 3 rebuilds by now with any competent GM. We're still on the first one. You're at 0. You have nothing. And then Chris Ilitch to say, we have cornerstone pieces on this franchise. Whoever comes here is going to be a real lucky person. What are they lucky for? Riley Green? Oh, wow, you're really turning me on there. What else? What else you got? Casey Mize hasn't pitched in 2 years. Who else? Spencer Torkelson, the guy you sent down, you agreed to send down, who's batting like, I don't even want to say it because I still really think he can be a good player. But still, you don't have anything. You have nothing. You have nothing. And $300 million this offseason and $300 million the next offseason is likely the only way you're not going to be a pathetic team over the next 2 years. So, Chris, whenever you decide to open up your checkbook and actually get somebody in charge that knows what the hell they're doing, I don't want to hear it. But to this morning, Chris Ilitch is just as responsible as Al Avila. He does not get a pass for mutually parting ways with Al Avila.
He does not. You know, sometimes as an owner, you have to oversee trades, but if you don't know what's happening, you can't do that. Chris Ilitch may not even know who's on this Tigers roster. He didn't know when he extended Al Avila. The PR team. I'll say this PR team must have failed him yesterday because he came on looking like a goof. You look like some guy off the streets that decided to.
No, he looks like he was in a coma for 8 years and just woke up and said, well, I don't have recollection of when we gave him an extension after 5 straight losing seasons.
Right.
I don't have any recollection of trading. I didn't trade those players. I was in a coma for 8 years. What are you talking about? I, Chris Ilitch, have had nothing to do with any of this. I offered my checkbook. Shut the hell up. What a loser. By the way, the Ratz kicked ass yesterday. Now 13 wins in a row.
All right.
13 wins in a row.
So you're in second place?
We've booked our place in the playoffs. Feeling good. Next week the playoffs start. It's going to be great. We kicked this team's ass. I don't have first and last names for any of you this morning. I'm sorry. My team let me down. We weren't able to get first and last names, but I'll just give you a brief summary of the game. Terry, we get to the field. The opposing team is talking a lot of junk. Right? They're super confident. They're going to beat us, whatever. They made the Arab claim again, right? They see a team across the diamond, a bunch of Arabs. All right, we got this. All right, fine. Even though they were Arabs, which makes no sense to me. Hey, whatever. Top of the first inning, they score 1 run. 1-0. They're confident. They're running, laughing off the field. They're going out to play. And we drop 20 in the first inning.
20?
20.
For real?
We win the first game 30-7.
Holy
And they forfeited.
Is that a
We
baseball
didn't even
score or
mercy
football
them because they still had to bat. They were like, you know what, we're not going to do this. All right, we forfeit. Then they start talking crap again for the second game.
All right,
and
stop.
we put up 18
stop.
in the first.
Now you got to be lying.
I swear to God,
a team lost 30-7.
Yes.
And is talking trash for game 2.
I swear to you.
No way.
I swear to you,
Terry. I could see that
So
happening.
they go out.
Like,
they don't score a single run, and then we go out. We put up 2 in the first. They don't score anything in the second, and then we put up 24 in the second, and the game was over. Jesus. They cried. They went home crying to their moms. Oh, Mom, they beat us, and we didn't have our full team, and they merged.
Oh, that's it. They didn't have the full team. Okay.
Terry, you know that there's excuses for everything. They're well, we didn't have a full team,
but when you get mollywopped 30-7 is about to play that team again, you don't have anything to say.
Yeah,
there's no trash to talk.
I don't have their names. I really wish I did for all of you this morning. I would love to call them out. Hopefully I get them during the show. I'm still waiting on the list, and then I'll gladly call these losers out. But you know what? When we get back, we are going to talk some more Avila and Chris Ilitch, and then we're going to move on to Hard Knocks and the Detroit Lions. We got a jam-packed show. I'm feeling good. Which GM was worse? Coming up later on in the show, Avila or Matt Millen. I think you know my answer. But before we go, Maddie, the best defense that is not associated with the Detroit Tigers on and off the field.
Yes, that would be Guardian Alarm. And summertime is here, which means spending more time outside. So let Guardian Alarm give you peace of mind while you are out enjoying the sunshine. Just give them a call at 1-800-STAY-OUT today, and you can rest easy knowing you have 24/7 protection. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT right now, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
You need apparel, there is only one place to go, and that is Big Frog in Novi. And all month long, you can get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, I said a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. All you have to do is stop in, let them know we sent you, and they will print you one on the spot. So go to Big Frog in Novi today and get your free t-shirt, or you can visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
We should ask Big Frog to donate.
Can I say something to the fellas who are listening or watching right now?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you, if you had a chopper, wouldn't you want that on the back of your chopper right there? Doesn't she look badass with her glasses on?
She does. I got to give her credit.
Her hair's all poofy.
I mean, the shoes are nice too. Can you show everyone the shoes?
Shoes looking good.
Maddie's got quite the kicks collection. I'm not gonna lie. She does have good taste in shoes.
Not in men though.
Men. Honestly, look, she does struggle with the men thing. All right, but hey. You make up for it in the kicks department.
At least my shoe game is strong.
Absolutely. I do want to read you a quote, Terry. This makes me happy inside. This really does. I couldn't have asked for a better, really, truly, honestly, a better morning. This is everything for me.
Okay.
Chris Ilitch with a fantastic quote yesterday. I really respect the hell out of this. Quote, we keep building. We have to get our momentum back. I never knew you had any. We have a lot of foundation pieces in place, and we build on that. Quote, Christopher Ilitch. But, again, I swear to God, none of you can convince me otherwise that he did not just wake up from a coma. I swear to you, he's been in a coma. There was a doppelganger all these years. That dude just woke up from a coma, showed up, was told it didn't work out with Avila, didn't bother to go check how the last 8 years went, and said, oh, we got to keep building. We have to get our momentum back. What momentum, dude? When your father was in charge, God rest his soul? Or when Dave Dombrowski was in charge? What momentum are you talking about that you ever had under Avila in your tenureship? What momentum? The momentum of sucking absolute balls every single season and having a top pick? Is that momentum? I'm asking. Oh, wait, where are the Tigers fans that were defending Al in the farm system? We have a top 5 farm system!
That's not true. The last ranking, the Tigers farm system was ranked 24th. So the farm system even stinks.
Well, now it is because they called up the players, but still, the point was even during the early season struggles. Dave Dombrowski never had a farm system like Avila. Avila's putting this team in a contention to shut the hell up to win win baseball games.
I'm going to ask you. I'm going to give you a softball question. What would you rather have in baseball? A great farm system or a division title?
Hello, ding, ding, ding. Let me call my good friend, Christopher Ilitch. Hey, Chris. Hey, buddy. I got a question for you. If you answer this question correctly, you win not only $1 billion, but you guarantee yourself a playoff spot, buddy. Would you rather have Avila in a top 10, top 5 farm system, or would you rather have a division title at the moment, Chris? Farm system.
Oh, he said that's what he said.
That's what he said.
It figures.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it, but I can. I also can't believe it. Oh my God! I am all for this. Are you upset that they parted ways? They went the professional route. I don't think a guy like that deserves to be let go professionally, in my opinion.
It's the same. He's not around, so it doesn't matter to me. He's not in his little office that he shares with somebody making decisions. Now, the jacked up thing to me is why, and you know what, Chris Ilitch in June, as 3 weeks ago, didn't think Avila should be fired. And the reason I know is because the Tigers were floating stories to the media defending Avila. Chris Ilitch didn't know in June if Avila should be fired. He even said yesterday, well, I thought maybe the season could turn around. Let's say that your season turns around. You still got players who stink. You still have 6 years of not making the playoffs. You at best have a mediocre team. And you have a guy that has proven that he can't rebuild this thing. I don't know what he was looking for in the last month. The Tigers are miraculously going to turn this around? Come on, dude.
You never know, right?
Wake up.
Hopeful thinking. It's like thinking you're going to win the lottery, but hey, we have a guest calling in right now. Actually, I'm going to answer the phone. So excuse me.
Is this your mom?
It's Avila, actually.
Oh,
hey, Al, how you doing, buddy? Oh, I heard the bad news. It's good news for me, but it's bad news for you. I heard you were let go. Oh, yeah. You thought you were so close, huh? All right, Al, I'll deliver the message. Anything else you want to say? All right. Yeah, I got it.
Tell him he's a nice guy.
Hey, you're a nice guy, just by the way. You suck dick as a GM, but hey, you're a nice guy. All right, Al, I'll let everybody know. All right, guys, Avila just called me. He called to let me know that he really thought they were closer than ever. They were right on the cusp of building a contender. He only needed another 8 years, he said. So, honestly, after talking to Avila and having that conversation I just had with him, I think the Tigers made a big mistake by letting him go. He only needs 8 more years. Go give him an 8-year contract. What are we doing? Why'd we let him go? He's the best GM in baseball. What are we doing? We have foundational pieces here. We have unbelievable talent. We have unbelievable pitching. Our player development is some of the best in baseball. Good riddance. Good riddance. And I'm sorry. Look. How do I phrase this? I don't care.
Not delicately.
At the end of the day, if you're not good at your job, you don't deserve to have one. That's what McDonald's is for. That's what drive-thru is for. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can make a living off of it. But don't sit here and tell me you are going to have one of the 30 most coveted jobs in baseball as a general manager of a baseball team. You're going to have it for 8 years. And because, quote, you're a nice guy, I give you a pass for 7 losing seasons, 0 progress, 0 hope, 0 capability of making any deal worth any deal at this point. The guy's lost every trade he's ever made. And you want to sit here and tell me, Adham, you're being unfair to Al. He has a family. Okay, good for him and his family. He can go set up, I don't know, he can go sell insurance. Well, I didn't say he can't get another job, but just not in baseball, just not as a GM. Now, if you want to hire him as an intern in a baseball organization, that's fine. I think he needs an internship, right? Everybody's got to start somewhere. But the guy is a loser, Maz. The guy is a loser, Chris. And no, not Chris Castellani, Chris Brown. So where is the line you draw between this is one of the most coveted jobs in all of baseball and, well, he's a nice guy. We got to, respect his family. Really? Do you respect Rod Marinelli? Do you respect Jim Schwartz? Do you respect Marty Morningwig? Do you respect Steve Mariucci? Bobby Ross? Wayne? Where's the respect? It's a game about winning and losing. And under Avila, all you did was lose. Why the hell should I come up here this morning and be polite about Al? Why should I not say a single thing other than mean, very negative things about him? Why shouldn't I? Well, he's a good person. Really? Really? You know what? How about this? The next time you order drive-thru, and they mess up your order, and you order, let's say, a fish fillet sandwich, and they give you a Big Mac, and you don't like Big Macs, let's say, I don't know. You know what? Don't you dare complain, because that person behind the window is a nice person. And when they do it to you for 30 straight years, it's okay. They're nice people. Chris, congratulations. I can't believe I'm even saying this. You, my friend, congratulations. Round of applause. Chris Ilitch, you, my friend, are threatening William Clay Ford, God rest his soul, in terms of some of the worst ownership ever in professional sports. He is on that track. And not Theo Epstein or any of these guys are going to be able to change it until this loser decides, I'm going to turn on my thinking cap a little bit, and I'm going to stop being an awful owner. I'm going to start being more engaged. I'm going to start hiring people around me who know what they're doing instead of staying loyal to losers. You know what your problem in life is? You probably surround yourself with a bunch of losers. And then you're complaining about life, and you're not happy with your life. Look at the people around you. That'll tell you everything. You're with a bunch of losers, you're probably a loser. You're hanging out with a bunch of winners, you're probably a winner. So do me a favor, Chris. Get your head out of your ass and start doing something about this damn baseball team.
Here's why Chris Ilitch is not the worst owner in Detroit history. Yesterday, if William Clay Ford owned the Tigers, you would have a press conference too to announce that Avila got extended.
You know what? No, I don't think so. I think the fans did a hell of a job voicing their frustrations with Avila. I really do. I think the fans deserve all the credit for this. The fans that showed up to the games and had the signs, the fans that stood behind home plate, the fans that still showed up to the ballpark even when they sucked and still gave some effort to the team but understood the guy in charge wasn't good enough. I respect the hell out of the fans for that, and I think they're the reason why this man is gone. Let's not act like public pressure isn't a real thing.
Oh, it is. I think what you guys did in the outfield was impactful. The people that make me upset are the ones that say, you guys shouldn't be doing that. You should be supporting the ball club.
Oh, how about that cocksucker that was sitting in front of me at that game? Why'd you pay money to be here if that's what you're going to say? Huh? We pay our money to be here and watch baseball. We don't want to sit here and hear you talk about Avila like that.
But you know what? You're supporting the team more than the guy that's telling you to shut up.
Thank you.
Because the guy that's telling you to shut up is accepting mediocrity. They're accepting terrible baseball, and if they got their way, Avila would never leave, and we would be here in 2032 talking about, the last time the Tigers had a winning season was 2016. If you let those people, I don't support the fans who say, well, to be a true fan, you should never criticize your team. To be a true fan, you got to show up. No. You've got to voice your displeasure sometimes, because if you don't, you'll have a bad team forever. And if you don't say anything, you'll have the Pistons, Red Wings, Tigers, and Lions will be bad for not just a few years, but for decades. I don't buy that, always support the team. When you voice your displeasure, a lot of times you are supporting the team. You're saying, guys, this is not good enough. I know you can do better, so let's do it.
It's a good day.
It is. Now, is that stuff you smoke, is that legal?
Yeah, it's legal.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, just want to make sure.
This is strictly grape mint. It's a hookah. It's a good flavor. I recommend all of you to try it.
Now, you got charcoal in there. Are you going to barbecue some ribs afterwards in that little red cup?
You know, at this point, I might buy lunch for everybody at the office. I'm feeling good today. I really am.
Nice of you.
I'm feeling great. Look, you know, Terry, at the end of the day, okay, if you want to support your team, I have no problem with that. But I'm doing you more of a favor by getting that loser out of town. Because you are now closer to contending than you've ever been. The Detroit Tigers this morning are closer to contending than they ever have been. And yes, Avila being out of the door is enough. That's all it takes. That's all it takes sometimes. When we get back, we're going to turn our heads to some Hard Knocks reaction. Jameson Williams wearing the number 9. Do we have a problem with it? We'll get to all that and more in just a bit. But before we do, Maddie, our good friends over at Big Boy.
Yes, speaking of buying everybody lunch, Big Boy has got ciabattas, summer salads, hand-dipped shakes, all available today. Try a chicken cub, chicken cordon bleu, or a sunrise ham and cheddar, all on their grilled ciabatta bread. And don't forget to cool off with a nice hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better at Big Boy.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. We're all feeling pretty good here today. Isn't that right, everybody?
Go Tigers!
Never better. Never better. So I have a few names I'd like to address with the people. So yesterday we played a team. I refer them to as the losers.
Weren't they the
are
dream
a disgrace
team?
to their community. Okay? They are a complete disgrace to their community. You know, Terry, in our culture, with the village, your father, your parents are raised in that matters. You know, it truly does. The name, the lineage you carry, and the people I'm about to name. The people I'm about to name are disgraces to the Dearborn community, to their fathers, to their families. These losers. I'm just going to read off the names. Abbas, Nimmer, Mansour, Muhammad, Hassan Maklet, Billy, Ali Maklet, and Ali Hussein.
Now, why are they losers? Because they got mollywopped by your team?
They showed up yesterday. They showed up yesterday and actually talked a bunch of junk. And let me tell you, all of you are an embarrassment. You should never, ever, ever, ever play softball again. It is pathetic. You can't field, you can't hit, all you can do is talk. So I hope the 60 runs you lost by in total last night were a reminder that you suck and that you belong with Avila. Nothing to do with baseball, nothing to do with softball, nothing to do with any athletic sport. You should probably stick to working in a gas station at this point. Yes, that's very stereotypical. I don't give a damn. I'm going to say it. You don't like it? Kiss my ass. You guys sucked. Your pitchers sucked. Terry, in the first game, they went through 5 pitchers.
Ouch.
That's how awfully managed they were. The guy would give up 1 hit. Oh, time to change. Time to change.
Maybe everybody's on a pitch count.
Oh my God, it was absolutely hilarious. These losers. Unbelievable. Your fathers would be so disappointed if they knew about this. Unbelievable. How do you show up to a baseball field? And even after the game, Terry, after they lost by 60+ runs, you know what they said?
What?
You know, if we had our other few
nice
players,
game?
We're missing a few players this week. You know, it would have been way more competitive. I'm like, dude, When we score 30-plus runs in 2-3 innings, it was never going to be competitive. You're not even close. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. So to all of you,
so I guess you and them won't be hanging out at the hookah bar anytime soon.
No, they're a bunch of losers. I don't associate myself with losers like that. We're on to the playoffs. They're going to sit their asses at home. So
how many teams make the playoffs?
A total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locked in, and then 5 locked in total. No, I lied. 6 locked in with a bye week, and then 4 teams playing a play-in.
Yep.
And the winner of each fills it out. So it's technically an 18 playoff.
So they'll be in the playoffs.
No, they're not there.
How did they go from second to
18 teams? There's 18 teams. They were 4th actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we didn't end up playing that team because we got a rain delay the last week. They pushed the game back. Whatever, it's irrelevant, but still. So we're chilling this morning. I'm having a good time. Terry, Jameson Williams calls.
Oh.
Well, what's up, Fish?
Well, no, I think we're thinking about softball. You know how you have a massive win streak right now at 13 wins?
Yep.
Are you worried that that'll screw you in the playoffs? Because now it's like single elimination.
No, the Ratz are going to win the whole thing.
I hope they do.
Unstoppable. Best team in the league. Best defense in the league. Best coordination in the league. It's not even close. Terry Jameson Williams calls Matthew Stafford. Asks him if he can wear the number 9. Terry, do you have an issue with it?
No. Matthew Stafford, to me, doesn't deserve to have his number put in mothballs. At least not yet. Maybe it's something you can do down the road. But if Jameson Williams or anybody else wants a number 9, he should be able to have it. Stafford didn't win a playoff game here. Stafford didn't win a championship here. Stafford will probably end up in the Hall of Fame, but a lot of that is going to be what he does in L.A. He won a Super Bowl. It was with the L.A.
Rams. Yep.
It wasn't with the Detroit Lions.
I
So
agree.
to me, Matthew Stafford is just another dude, a good dude, a talented dude, but he's not. I guess I'd have more of a problem if it was, let's say Barry Sanders. Let's say Williams wanted to wear number 20. I would say, oh, hell no. You can't do that. But not 9.
So, if I may, and I think context really matters here. I think it's more than fine. I think it's weird because number 9 on a wide receiver, I'm just not used to it. I mean, I know they did the whole jersey thing where every player can wear whatever they want. That's fine. 9 on a receiver, to me, a little weird, but he can wear the number 9. Last I checked, yes, Matthew Stafford did not accomplish anything in Detroit. Not that Calvin Johnson did, but Calvin Johnson was a first ballot Hall of Famer when he left Detroit. When Matthew Stafford left Detroit, I could have argued he was a Hall of Famer, just not first ballot. He would have gotten in the second or the third time because the numbers are just undeniable. Is that fair?
That is fair.
Is he the greatest?
And a year ago, if you said Matthew Stafford was a Hall of Famer, there'd be a lot of people who would fight you on that one.
And they're stupid, and they were wrong, and they all know they were wrong. But Terry, is he not the greatest quarterback in Lions history?
Yes.
Is he not the record holder of every major statistical category for a quarterback?
Yes.
He will go down, yes or no, as not only the greatest Lions quarterback as of now when he retires, but he will be put in the Ring of Honor in the Detroit Lions when he decides to call it a career, yes or no?
He will.
And does he deserve to be there?
He does.
So that's where me and you are on the same page, 100%. But that does not mean Jameson Williams can't wear that number. Do I think it's weird he's wearing 9? I do. Not what I want my receiver wearing, but it's him. It's his number. If he balls out on it, who cares? I don't care. I thought it was class, by the way, that he called Matthew Stafford and asked him if he could wear the number. That was class. I love that. But I have no issue with it at all. Good for you. Wear whatever jersey you want.
But could Stafford have said no?
No, he couldn't have. He's still playing in the league.
Right.
And if Stafford would have retired, let's say, that's such a hype. I'm sorry, but let's say he wins the Super Bowl, he rides off into the sunset. I don't think 9. I think there's a little hold off on. We're probably going to put him in the Ring of Honor in the next year or two. We probably shouldn't. So, but he's still playing in the league. The kid should be allowed to wear it. Eventually, Stafford's day will come in Detroit where we honor him. We put him in the Ring of Honor, the greatest quarterback in Lions history. And then, of course, he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer who accomplished significant things with the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah. And also, you always talk about putting things in context. If he also was this really endearing figure with all Lion fans, maybe I could see that.
He
But
was, though.
I just,
he was.
No,
he was a dividing figure at the
he
end because
was
they had
dividing
Matt
figure
Patricia.
all the way through his career.
I don't know, Terry.
Even when he passed for 5,000 yards, what was his nickname?
Pat Stafford.
Right. That's not endearing. That's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful, but again, I'm going to ask a question, and I don't want to revisit the Stafford stuff, but who has proven in Lions history that as a quarterback they could overcome what the Lions are? Nobody has ever proven it. Nobody. And not the greatest talent you have ever had, who, when he left for 1 year, went to a competent organization with a good GM, a great head coach. It took 1 season, and it paid dividends. So I look back, if we have to be fair. If you would have given me a Sean McVay instead of a Jim Schwartz or a Jim Caldwell, you would have given me a Les Snead instead of a Martin Mayhew, excuse me, I think the Lions are doing something. That matters. It just does. So there's not a single player, maybe in my lifetime outside of Tom Brady, who has proven that he is just the end-all, be-all, you will be great with him. The fact that he went from New England to Tampa Bay and they won a Super Bowl, that was an anomaly. That was historic. But there's no such thing as a quarterback doing it on his own. Peyton Manning needed those Denver defenses, right? Peyton Manning had Tony Dungy and Bill Polian, some of the greatest coaches and GMs
Peyton
in NFL
Manning,
history.
At that time, was considered a great regular season quarterback, but when he got in the playoffs, he was a different dude. So yeah, he did need help, and Tom Brady even got help when he went to Tampa. It wasn't like Tampa sat on their ass. They went and got players. They got better offensive players. They got his boy Gronk.
Yeah.
Come on aboard.
And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with putting together a team that can win? I don't understand why we knock quarterbacks for this. How dare you win a Super Bowl with a good team? How dare you? How dare you have talent around you? How dare you have a good coach? We've never had that in this town. I can't believe that's actually an excuse. It's unbelievable. I think Matthew Stafford was phenomenal in Detroit. Yes, it was an underachieving 12 years. You didn't accomplish a damn thing outside of 2 playoff appearances. Excuse me, 3. But he overwhelmingly was the reason you were relevant, even with Calvin and after Calvin. Those teams weren't good. You'd win 7, 8, 9 games because of him. Fourth quarter drives. Yes, he made a bunch of turnovers. Yes, an interception. Yes, bad timing. Yeah. You try being the quarterback, making plays with nothing around you. It's not easy. And what do you know? He goes to a team where he's surrounded. He makes those throws all look easy. And he has one of the best postseason runs we've seen by a quarterback.
And guess what he did? He made the same mistakes in L.A. he did in Detroit. The difference was
they could overcome it.
Yeah, the team
and
was
so
so
could
good.
He, though.
He and the team could overcome it.
They fumbled 4 straight drives. Any other quarterback, Jared Goff, you put most quarterbacks outside of Brady and a handful of players in that position, they don't win that game. He had dealt with turmoil all 12 years in Detroit. He was ready for that moment. Big, huge pass down the field to Cooper Kupp. They win the game against Tampa Bay. Huge drive against San Francisco. Huge drive against the Cincinnati Bengals. When his team needed him to make the play to win the game, he was there.
But you sound like a guy making a case that number 9 should never be worn in Detroit
it should be worn. I'm sorry, he left. No,
I'm just saying you sound like a guy.
No, I'm just making the case that with this revisionist history of Stafford was never good enough. God, have we ever paid attention to what was around him? You laugh at Bob Quinn. You laugh at Martin Mayhew. You're disgusted with Patricia. You weren't happy with Schwartz. Some of you are crackheads about Jim Caldwell, but your special occasions, your special needs, it's okay. I'll let you guys go to the side a little bit with Jim Caldwell. I thought Jim was a good coach. He wasn't great, though. When have you ever surrounded any quarterback, not just Stafford, with a great coach and a great GM? Oh, wait, it's never happened. And I really do hope that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are the combination to break that streak. So I don't have an issue with it, Terry. I really don't. I don't have an issue, honestly, with the Academy Award either. I think they're fantastic. I think they do a hell of a job, and I'm excited for the broadcast we will be doing during their first day of opening for the school year. So it'll be fun. But Maddie, if you don't mind, please tell everybody at home where they can sign their kids up this fall.
Yes, it's almost time to get back to school, and look no further than the Academy of Warren. They've got a brand new state-of-the-art sports stone field house that has a regulation-sized basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. Don't forget, of course, their K-8 system features small classroom sizes, a futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, and so much more. So enroll today at academyofwarren.net.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Fish, that was an interesting comment you just had.
Yeah,
there.
Fish, shut the hell up. Don't say a word. Don't you dare. Zip it. Mute the mic. You know what to do.
Adam, I do have a question for you.
Go for it.
How did you contain all of your excitement last night after Avila getting fired and winning?
Oh, I don't know how I slept, honestly. I got home, I was on cloud 9, I showered, I started doing the prep, obviously. I was jumping up like the Energizer Bunny, honestly. I was having a great night. But Terry, I want to play this for all of you at home. This is a soundbite of Chris Ilitch being asked when he extended Avila. He didn't even know when he did it.
Is it 19 or 21? Well, you said 21, so I went with 21. But whatever the year was, he was extended by me. Was it 21 or 19? I don't remember.
Guys,
unbelievable.
Guys, for all of you at home that are married, do you remember when you got married? Do all of you remember the date? Mine, June 6th. Terry, do you remember your wedding?
I have to, because if I don't remember it, I'm in trouble.
Fair enough. Well, I'm sure all of you at home remember a very special day in your life, or a significant moment. It doesn't even have to be special, good or bad, right? We remember trauma. We remember a lot of things. Mikey, if you don't mind scooting the camera over, please, when you get a chance. But one of the things I noticed is this guy really has no idea what the hell he's doing. I mean, his actions obviously have spoken for him, but saying, I don't remember. You said that he was extended in 21, but then, you know, I didn't know if it was 19. I don't remember. Really?
Maybe he didn't think extending Avila was a special day.
You don't remember giving a contract extension to your general manager? That's like me calling. It's like me calling Sheila Hamp right now. Hey Sheila, do you remember the day you signed Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell to a contract? Yeah, Adam, I do. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Have a good day.
Okay.
How do you forget these days? How? Oh, well, you said 21. Like, honestly, I wish I was at the presser yesterday, because I would have asked, hey, Chris, you know, over the last 8 years, you've had 6 winning seasons. Was it a tough choice to get rid of Avila? And he would have been there like, yeah, you know, it was not an easy decision. You know, we've had some success here, and we want to have more success moving forward, even though they've never won anything. I could have hoodwinked him. The guy is an absolute joke, Terry. And I know there's some bad GMs around town. And I think we agree William Clay is the worst. Or are you not on board with me with that?
No, William Clay Ford's the worst owner here
I think this kid, this young adult, in 10 years, if he goes the way he's going now, we're going to be having a conversation about him being the worst owner.
It's possible, but his father opened his eyes at one point. People forget. Everybody says, well, Mike Ilitch was a great owner. No, he wasn't. Not at the beginning. He was not. He was cheap. He had Randy Smith. He had a losing team. They almost set the record for losses in a season. And Mike Ilitch was a guy that was cheap, didn't want to spend, and then one day he finally decided to do it. And that's all everybody remembers. But Chris Ilitch gets his bad ownership skills from his dad. Or how about his early dad? And the other thing, and I don't know if this is true with Chris, but Mike Ilitch, he cared way more about the Wings than he did the Tigers. But when that flipped, you were hearing stories about the kids were trying to convince the dad not to spend all this money, not only on players, but Mike Ilitch wanted those tigers that are in the in Comerica Park, the stone statues. The kids were the ones fighting against it because it costs $200,000-$300,000 more. They thought it was unnecessary. But the dad wanted the stadium to be complete. He wanted the stadium to be as state-of-the-art as they could do. And Chris and the other children were fighting him on that one. That kind of told you that was kind of precursor of what was going to happen when Chris Ilitch took over.
Well, my question to you, Terry, is how long? How long? How long until the Tigers actually turn it around? Post Avila, let's say I tell you they get a good GM into town. What do you think?
I'm going to say at least 4 or 5 years.
What if I told you it could be done in 3 or 4? If Chris Ilitch opens up his checkbook. Would that be fair?
That would be fair, but critical question, do I think he's going to do that?
No.
No.
Absolutely not. But I find this funny. I'm sorry, Tigers fans, and I don't mean this in a bad way, you know, nothing but love for you guys, but your baseball team's going to suck the next year. You're going to lose A.J. Hinch, and you're probably going to suck the year after unless you bring in a GM who trades half of the starting lineup right now. And not only that, brings in 2-3 coveted free agents. Your pitching, I think, is decent enough, but you need to score runs. Last night, 2 runs. The night before, 2 runs. Unacceptable. Can't happen. You got to score runs in baseball. Last I checked, you can't win if you don't score. I don't care how good your pitching is, so it could be turned around quicker. I'd like to think if I was a competent GM, I could walk into that situation, take a few punches on some trades early on, try to finesse a few teams, and then make some big signings. But that's the only way to do it. You have to trade what you have. You're probably going to have to move off a Tarek Skubal. You're going to have to move off of some really talented prospects, and you're going to have to go after some good players that can win now. Because that's all baseball is. There's no such thing in baseball as where you enjoy the process like Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons, right? You're enjoying the losing right now because you know where it's going to go. That's not how baseball works. It's not a single-player sport where you root and tag along a player knowing he's going to take you to the promised land. Riley Green isn't taking you anywhere. If Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani can't take the Angels anywhere, what the hell is this baseball team going to do? You tell me. You need multiple players, studs 1 through 9. You need a lineup 1 through 5 that puts the fear of God in any starting pitcher. And your 6 to 9 are players that have a good on-base percentage, play good defense, and just give you what you need every night, and occasionally maybe go yard or something. But that's it.
Critical question for you.
Go for it.
You said that you're going to lose A.J. Hinch.
Yep.
Now, the fact that A.J. Hinch is going to be part of the search committee for a new GM, does that give the Tigers a better chance of keeping him?
Depends on who they hire. Depends on who they hire. If I'm A.J. Hinch, I'm looking at this situation. It's not even just who they hire. Honestly, it's even Chris Ilitch. Chris, look at the Yankees. Look at the Mets. Look at the Phillies. Look at some of the other teams in baseball. They have committed so much money. And what are we going to do? What GM is going to be able to get rid of the Javi Baez contract? Because I would trade him immediately. Javi Baez, my goal this offseason, if I'm the new GM, is to get rid of his ass. Don't need him. Candelario, bye-bye. Scope, bye-bye. All of you, go. Losers, can't hit, suck, bye. Trade them all. Bring in some marquee free agents. Sign veterans. I don't care. Get me through a season where you're not averaging 2.7 runs a game. I don't know why Hinch would stay. I really don't. There's a lot of better situations out there. There's a lot of competing teams that are going to fall short this year. And there's going to be some owners that are not going to be happy. And they're going to fire their coaches. Well, excuse me, I should say managers. And he's going to have options at the end of the year. And at the end of next year. That's how this works. He's going to have options. If Chris wants to keep him, bring in a good GM, open the checkbook. That's the only solution.
And if I'm AJ Hinch and I sort of don't want to leave, I'd have an interview with Chris Ilitch to see exactly what he's thinking. If opportunities open up for to sign free agents, what is he going to do about that? The other thing is, no matter what he says, are you going to believe Chris Ilitch?
No. Why would I?
So that's going to make it more difficult for AJ to stick around.
Terry, a kindergartner is more reliable than Chris Ilitch. I could give a kindergartner $100 million, and he would spend it much better than Chris Ilitch could. Speaking of Chris Ilitch.
Is he on the phone?
No, around 9:29. I do want to revisit him throwing Avila under the bus. What does that mean for prospect GMs that are interested in this job? I mean, that was not the best presser. Very disappointed in the Tigers organization, if I'm honest. They needed to protect Chris a lot more than what they did. That should have been they should have waited for the next day that the Tigers weren't playing to do that presser. They rushed it. They did it the same day. I thought that was inappropriate. They should have sent out a quick memo and had a full press conference on a Friday, a Saturday, I don't know. But at least give the guy time to digest what the hell just happened. That's like us canceling the show and me coming up here right away and saying, yeah, it's done, and see you later.
Yeah, it's all Terry's fault.
It's all Terry's fault. Sorry. Terry got us canceled. Come on.
But usually you do things like this on a Friday because then the
people
news
forget
cycle,
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of dies a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I'll tell you what. Top of the hour coming up. We got some good conversations coming your way for the second hour of the show. But before we do, I got to tell you about Planet Fitness, your home of the Judgment Free Zone, the official studio sponsor of the Woodward Sports Network. And get to a Planet Fitness near you, or visit a Planet Fitness in the area, or go to planetfitness.com. Jesus Christ, what am I doing, Adam? $0 down, $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
When it comes time to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. So if you've got a big project coming up, give Alta Rent a call. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
All right, we're back. Top of the hour, brought to you by Bedrock Detroit. Terry, will Hard Knocks help or hurt the Detroit Lions this season? And what do you make of the national perception? They're quickly becoming a national darling. People love to talk about them. People easily love to root for them. I think if there's one takeaway you can have, which I don't disagree with after Hard Knocks, was it's very easy to root for a guy like Dan Campbell. That does nothing to do with football, but he's a guy you could root for. What does it mean for the team?
I don't think it helps or harms them as far as wins or losses, but I think it helps the Lions as far as perception. It helps the Lions that we see camaraderie, we see competence, we see a team that you can be confident in. So I think it helps them from the standpoint of one thing that the Lions have always said that permeates the locker room is the feeling in the community that they can't win. The feeling in the community that they're not a good organization. I think Hard Knocks is going to at least show the community that there is some hope there. So that's going to help them. But I don't believe in long-term distractions that are going to hurt the team. So this is all good for the Lions. I think what we saw with Aiden Hutchinson and the Billie Jean thing shows that that team supports this rookie and that there's some love there and that there's some respect there and there is camaraderie, which is very important. We saw that. The team saw that. Of course, they weren't up late that night because it was 10 o'clock at night and they had to get up early in the morning. But everybody saw that, and that's a good feeling. That's the Lions walking around feeling good about themselves, which is great. Jamal Williams, the fact that we saw that passionate speech shows that this guy cares, shows that the Lions care. And one of the knocks that we've had on the Lion players is they really care. Well, we saw that this dude does care, and so that's important. Perception is going to help the Detroit Lions.
I think so too. On the field, I mean, you take it with a grain of salt at this point, but I think Dan Campbell is very easily likable, easy to relate to, easy to root for when a guy wears his emotion on his sleeve. But I do want to just remind people, if you would have seen Hard Knocks with Sean McVay, Andy Reid, Cal Shanahan, you would have seen very similar things. High energy, high communication, stressing camaraderie, culture, etc. That's what all the coaches do. This is nothing new. This really isn't anything new. So, yeah, he's easy to root for. It just so happens that the Lions have been one of the more terrible situations in all of football. But at the end of the day, Terry, I don't think it hurts them. I think I'm not going to go out on a limb and say it helps. I definitely don't think it hurts. And if anything, I think it helps establish their culture maybe quicker than usual, right? All these players are starting to see themselves on Hard Knocks, people talking about it. Wow, look how good it is in the Lions organization. They've really turned it around. They need to win at the end of the day. Because those same players that were dancing, clapping, having a good time, if you're 2-10 late in the season, I don't have much for you. So at the end of the day, this is a win-now league always. We can respect the rebuild. We understood the situation they walked into. But you're going to have to show improvement this year. That's non-negotiable.
I think it's impossible for them not to show improvement this year. If the Lions win 3 or 4 games, it means that Dan Campbell is not only a bad coach, but he's incompetent. But the thing I think is going to happen is they're going to double their win total at least. Will probably more than double their win total. And this fan base will say, hey, on our way, here we come. Wait till 2023. So
it's hard to convince me outside of injury catastrophe that you would be confident going into next season if this was a 3-win football team with the same coach.
No, you should just...
And now I do want to use the anomaly that people will point to, Zach Taylor. Right? Zach Taylor had 2 horrible seasons to start his career. Joe Burrow healthy. They draft Jamar Chase. They add some free agents. They win 10 games, go to the Super Bowl. Anomaly. Doesn't often happen. There's a reason Joe Burrow's the first quarterback drafted number 1 overall to reach a conference championship, let alone a Super Bowl in his first 2 years. There's a reason. That's special. We don't rely on the anomaly. You don't rely on the special. That's just not how the league works. So if you win 2-3 games this year, that's tough to sell me on with the same coach. But at the same time, if you told me that Goff went down in week 2, Hutchinson was down in week 3, Jameson Williams had a setback in his injury, the offensive line fell apart, DeAndre Swift out for this, like if it just everything fell apart, I could respect at least the idea of a third season for Campbell. But you really are walking on a tightrope at that point.
No, but you're bringing up an extreme circumstance.
As well, that's the only extreme you can justify, though.
There's going to be injuries, but not to that extreme.
That's the only extreme justification you could have for winning 3 games this year.
Right. Because Brad Holmes hasn't had time to build depth on this team yet. So if you have a rash of injuries, I still think you win more than 3 games. Under that
over
scenario,
under 6.5. I'm still confident in the over.
You know what? And I was confident in the Tiger over too.
Fair enough.
I was confident in the Pistons over too. And I'm confident in the Lions over too. Maybe I'm just a fool.
No. I mean, let's be honest. 9 of their 17 games, Terry, they play suspect quarterbacks. They play quarterbacks that you could legitimately make an argument Jared Goff is better than at the moment.
And they played the Bears twice.
And they play the Bears twice. They play the Redskins, the Commanders. They play they play who is it? They play the Miami Dolphins and Tua, who is unproven, even though I think this year.
Have you seen some of his passes in practice?
They look good.
Oh my God.
They look good, man. They do look good. I can't look. Miami has a defense that can get you to the playoffs, so. We'll see. We'll have fun with it. I think at the end of the day, what the Lions need more than anything is wins. Wins will help take this culture farther along than Dan Campbell and Jamal Williams crying in the middle of a huddle. And I don't mean that in a bad way. But if you want to like really just spike your progress forward, there's one way to do it. Win.
True, but Jamal Williams crying in the huddle and Dan Campbell motivating could motivate this team to wins. So maybe this is the spark for a team that normally when they go into a game, you know, they think they can win, but they also know this. Something funky can happen, and usually does. Maybe if you can eliminate that part of it, that they'll win a few more games. But also, I want to see the last part of games this year, because the Lions, we just say, oh, the Lions stink as a team. No, they don't stink all the time. Lions actually do some stuff. They blow games. So they have shown that they can be competitive with teams, but then mental errors, when the going gets tough, when people get tired, all of a sudden they become this slep rock of a team.
Well, you know, one of the things you look forward to ahead this season, they open up with Philly at home, and then Washington, and then Minnesota, and then Seattle, and New England. But I'm just going to go by the quarterbacks that they play. Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, Drew Lock, Mac Jones, Dak Prescott, Tua Tagovailoa, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Kirk Cousins, Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield, Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers.
All right, let me warn you about something, young man. If this culture is not different, if the Lions are not different, it doesn't matter who's at quarterback. They will still lose games. I've seen the Lions lose to Chris Winkie when he was sitting on the bench, comes in and rallies his team to victory. I've seen the Lions lose to bad quarterbacks. That's what they do, or that's what they did. So if that culture hasn't changed, doesn't matter who the quarterback is, they'll lose that game.
I think one of the things to remember also is that when Jared Goff started his last 4 starts down the stretch, you were 3-1. You beat Minnesota at home on a last-second drive. Thank you, Mike Zimmer. That was very nice of you. You smashed Arizona 30-12. And then to end the season, of course, you played Green Bay, who rested their team in the second half. But still, you saw good performances. A trend that you saw throughout the season as well was their ability to hold opponents in games they had no business being in under 20 points. They held Baltimore under 20. They held Minnesota under 20. They held the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland Browns, the Chicago Bears. They held the Arizona Cardinals. They held the Atlanta Falcons. They held all these teams to under 20 points with, let's just be honest, an awful defense last year. So this team had something about it, and they were in a lot of one-possession games, and they did start the season 0-10-1. Do I think they're going to start that bad this year? No, I don't think they can afford to, and that would be an embarrassment, but I look at their schedule this year. Well, you open up against Philly, and that's a home game. Okay, I'm confident in that game. I think they can easily. If you look at their first 4 games, Philly, Washington, at Minnesota, home to Seattle. 3 home games in your first 4. You would be disappointed, I think, my opinion, not only as a fan, but I believe inside that locker room. If you're not 3-1 going into New England, I think you would be very disappointed with yourselves. And I think the city would be disappointed in the football team. Because you're losing to realistically 2 below-average quarterbacks and 2 average quarterbacks, one of them unproven, for your first 4 games. At Minnesota, that's a tough one. I think they lose it. But I give them every shot in the world to beat Philadelphia. I give them every shot in the world to beat Washington. Seattle, I think, is a given. You have 3 games to start the season, Terry, where all that camaraderie and that locker room chat and, oh my God, we're feeling good and Hard Knocks, here we go. You can turn all that into something the way you start the season, and if you can continue it on throughout the season. I think 7 wins is possible. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 8, but I'm operating under that unproven theory that Dan Campbell can be a successful coach in the NFL. And if that's the case, I am very happy with that.
If you get off to another bad start, all the feel-good from training camp is done. All the feel-good from the end of the season is gone. And it would prove that, yeah, you ended the season with 3 wins, but you beat a team in Arizona that appears to fade every November. You played Green Bay, who rested their players. And you played Minnesota, who's Minnesota. You never know what's going to happen when you play Minnesota. So all that feel good is gone. Billie Jean is gone. So it would, if let's say they started 1-3. That's a trend to me. That's a trend that when teams are fresh and when teams are focused, the Lions can't beat them if they start 1-3. I think when you start 0-10-1, you don't get opponents' best. They don't want to lose to you if you're 0-11. They don't want to be the first notch on your belt. When you're 0-10-1, they look at you, we just gonna roll in here and beat y'all.
Yep.
It doesn't.
Look,
so I need to see something in September and October.
Yeah, you need to see a good start to the season. It's vital for this team. Mm-hmm. It's vital. And look, 2-2, I think you'd be disappointed. I don't think it's the end of the world. You very well could lose to Philly and Minnesota. Okay, fine. Philly, a playoff team last year. 2-2 wouldn't be the worst start in the world. But I think you look at that schedule and say, you know what? We have an opportunity to go into New England with a chance to be maybe special or better than we thought this season. Going into that bye week after New England.
And you know what? You know what's special about that New England game? If things stay as it is, you're going to go in there to New England with Matty Fatty as offensive coordinator. That gives you a better chance to win than in years past in New England.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Well, look, We got Raj coming up at around 9:29. We'll get Rogelio in here to discuss the Avila firing, his thoughts, his takeaways from the presser yesterday, and of course his feelings moving forward with this team. But before we do, Maddie, I need to tell everybody at home about our good friends over at Gypsy Vodka and the official drink of the summer, which is the Mulligan. The Mulligan brought to you by Gypsy Vodka. 8% alcohol, iced tea, lemonade, Gypsy Vodka. Make sure you support local as always, and please drink responsibly.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holt and Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Well, if you look like Fisher Adam, don't worry. Chili Pepper Tanning can help you out, give you a nice, beautiful glow. That is where you find the cleanest salons in the D. They've got spotless sanitized rooms and trained certified tanning professionals. Don't forget, of course, to join the Pepper Club for all the best deals on unlimited tanning. Chili Peppers has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans.
Chili Peppers tan where everyone needs to go.
Fish, shut the hell up, man. Mute your mic. God damn it. One of
You
these
don't like
days-
when he says chili peppers 10?
No, he sounds like a freaking 7-year-old.
He
taking
does,
it in
but
the
it's kind of
ass.
fun.
I think I am 7.
Fish, I said shut the hell up. Don't talk.
It's America.
It's been a good show so far. No, it's not America. In the studio, it's not America. Nobody has any rights in the studio. And we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, 9:17 on a beautiful Thursday morning, the morning after Avila is fired. Rejoice, Detroit Tigers fans. Congratulations. I do want to continue on the Lions a bit before we get into Raj at 9:29. Terry, we look at the early part of the schedule. It gets pretty difficult in the middle of that stretch. You get Buffalo, you get the Packers, you get even New England, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. There's some tough games. It's not going to be an easy season for this team. I think 7 to 8 wins is realistic, but the big but here is who is in charge 4 or 5 games in? How does that work out? And what I mean by who's in charge is Dan Campbell truly leading this team like a motivational coach would, and he's getting his coordinators all dialed in and the team is executing the way he wants? Or are we going to see a similar situation like Anthony Lynn last year? Now, call me naive, I like to believe he will not have that issue this year. He is, I think, in lockstep with both of his coordinators. I think this is probably the most synced we've ever seen Dan Campbell and his coordinators. So, at the end of the day, there are games to be played. It's every given Sunday in the NFL. None of these games that we may even say are should wins or could wins. Let's say like the Seattle game, you have to go out and play that game, right?
Correct.
You still have to
They
go
make
out
you
and
play.
play and execute and win that game. But I don't think it's unrealistic to say if you started 2-2, you're sitting there saying, damn, you know? Going into New England, damn. Seattle, Washington, I think those are games you should expect to win. Philly, that's going to be a tough game. But they're not leaps and bounds better than you. They just aren't. So that's where we're at, Terry. That's where we're at. I think the start of the season is important, and I think it means everything for this team.
Yeah, the way that teams look at season, they look at them at 4-game increments. So you got the first 4 games. You want to go 2-2 at the worst. 3-1 realistically is the best you can do. And then you got your next 4 and 4, blah, 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 on down the line. Once again, we think this team is real. And I don't think Dan Campbell is going to have the same problems with his coordinators with that he did with Anthony Lynn last year. He's got to figure out, is he going to call the plays offensively? If not, then Ben Johnson should be pretty competent at doing that. So even if Campbell doesn't call the plays, it should be a win-win situation. I don't think they're going to be fighting. I don't think Johnson is going to not communicate with his quarterback. I think part of the thing was Anthony Lynn didn't respect Jared Goff, and he didn't know how to correct him. Dan Campbell may not have respected him as much at first as he does now, but he knew how to communicate. He knew how to reach him, and that's pretty much what happened last year.
You know, one of the things I don't believe was talked about enough on Hard Knocks was Malcolm Rodriguez. Now, again, this is all cut film. It's edited. It's meant to make it look really good. I thought Hard Knocks crew did a hell of a job cutting up the first episode, but Malcolm Rodriguez, outside of the salsa dancing, it seemed like he was plugging all the holes that the offensive line was making. And how much you want to read into that, maybe not much. But the kid's been talked about since day one. The kid's been growing. And in a weak linebacking room, it wouldn't surprise me if by week 2, 3, or even 4 that he's now part of the first team. He's part of the rotation that goes in. He's not the second or third option. He's the option.
Well, he's got to leapfrog some people because he's not even on the 2-deep chart right now.
Well, I think the tricky thing is they did sign Chris Board, and I think they're going to play him as a flex linebacker. So he will be playing linebacker for the team along with Anzalone. And that's, I believe, the most recent depth chart that was released as well. So he's got work to do, but you can see the natural football instincts. He can read it. He really, I think run stopping, you want him on the field. I think he's a guy when the team is going to run it. It's a run situation. You put him on the field, and you tell him, fill the gap.
Well, you know what? That better happen, because if it doesn't, I'm tired of hearing this guy's name if he doesn't produce. What the Lions and the media are telling me is that this guy's going to be exactly what you say he is. And I'm at the point where he better, because I'm hearing so much stuff about him. But I hear so many players in the past, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Oh, they look great in practice. And then you don't hear from them until, midway through the season because they're not that good. So this is a guy I have on my radar. I'm going to put him on my bet or better squad. You better be out there on that field week 1, week 2 at the worst. You better produce, because I'm hearing so much crap about this dude that I'm getting tired of.
Oh, the heavyweights absolutely love him, and I mean he's a likable guy, well-spoken, class, Oklahoma State captain. But Terry, I look at this team tomorrow. They open up their preseason against the Falcons, I believe.
Yeah, beautiful Ford Field. You gonna be there?
I will not be there. God no. It's not gonna happen. Not for a preseason game. But beyond the point, they play the Colts after next week. They'll be in a joint practice all next week. And I like to think I bring some interesting ideas to the table when it comes to preseason. And I think one of the things I think the NFL should consider the next time they negotiate the CBA is eliminating the third preseason game. Having 2 joint practices instead of 1. Scrimmaging those teams, obviously, and just playing in the preseason games, 1 home, 1 away. Everybody gets a home game to sell. Everybody has to go on the road, and you just do these joint practices. You get your team ready for the season, but it gets to a point where Sean McVay told us years ago, I'm not playing any of my players in the preseason. I'm not doing that. He started that. Sean McVay started that trend. I don't know, why do I need to play my players? Aaron Rodgers doesn't need a tune-up.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers doesn't even want to play one series.
Matthew Stafford didn't play all last preseason. Doesn't need a tune-up. Well, what does he do? Goes out, shells the Bears. So How much they're going to invest into playing starters against the Falcons and maybe even the Colts, I don't know. What I do know is the Lions are in a unique situation. They are a team that's fresh, a lot of fresh faces, a lot of cohesion that you're probably not going to get to week 4, week 5. Like, the team needs to still develop. And I think the Lions, more than most teams in the NFL this year, probably going to give a series or 2 to their offensive and defensive starters.
Yeah, the Lions are a team that needs the preseason more than the Rams, more than Green Bay, because they know what to expect in the regular season. The Lions are still trying to become a unit, and you become a unit by playing together, even if it's a scrimmage, even if it's sandlot, or you're just playing your mom and dad or whatever. They need that. Now, they don't need the whole game, but they need a couple series because they're still new to this game. Do you know how many games the offensive line has played together?
I would
All
say
5 guys at once. You know how many games they played together?
I would say maybe 0, actually.
Zitters. They have not played a game together. All 5. So they need to be out there and doing their thing.
Fair enough. Well, just a few minutes. We'll have Raj coming up. We'll take a quick pause. We'll have some fun when we get back. More Avila talk with Rogelio from Woodward Tigers. But before we do, Maddie, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
Yes, the Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness of mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, focuses on fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you are struggling or know someone who is, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
If you are looking for something fun to do this week or this weekend, look no further than the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. That is home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. They've got 2 ways to play, $12 open unlimited play, or you can reserve a private lane for just $120. Don't forget, of course, they have a $2 mystery beer machine as well as multiple full bars. So check it out at thefoalingwarehouse.com.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, joined by a very, very special friend. Needs no introduction, Rogelio Castillo from the Woodward Tigers. Raj, I have to say, how does it feel, buddy?
You know how many times yesterday I got a text that said, "Hey man, congratulations," or somebody sent me a link of people dancing, and they were saying that about Chris and myself, and that we were dancing in the streets, and so it totally caught me off guard. I literally was in the middle of a phone call, and then I said, "Whoa," hung up. And then I went and did an emergency podcast yesterday. So the fans are excited. And I got something for the fans out there because you guys mentioned this earlier that they did make this happen. And it's not much, but we're the chain. We're the chain.
Love it. I want to see you in it, though.
All right. Done.
Money. There you go, right there, bro. You're looking good. My man. Now, reading the tea leaves, I wasn't sure if Chris Ilitch was going to do this. I'm glad he did. But I was still disturbed by the I see very fine. I'm very fine with the progress or something. That quote really bothered me. And I'm like, is this dude even going to make a move? But with that said, what did you think of the performance of Chris Ilitch yesterday?
The whole press conference was a little strange. I thought when he mentioned those when they asked him about the trades, he said, "I didn't make those trades," and it was kind of like I felt like he wasn't in tune with what was going on with the Tigers. But there was a couple of signs too in the last few weeks that I noticed. For example, we went to go see Jason Young's first game in Lansing, and there was nobody there. I mean, no Tiger people there. I mean, it was just one guy showing him around. And I got some vibes from some other things I was hearing through the grapevine, but that ties into what Chris said. I just felt like there was a level of disconnect yesterday talking to the press, and it was a little weird. It just felt like he knew he had to do something. Maybe it was public pressure. Well, it probably has a lot to do with public pressure, but how are you not going to recognize the performance on the field out there? And wait till after
I think he
draft.
was in a coma, Raj. That's my solution. I think Chris Ilitch, honest to God, I think he was in a coma for 8 years. The family did a hell of a job covering it up. They got a doppelganger. He woke up from his coma probably 3 days ago. He's trying to catch up to speed. All he knows is that they need to fire Avila. They do it. They mutually part ways. And then he sits up there the day of, which shocked me. I thought they would make the presser Friday or Saturday or anything, just not the day of. They did it within an hour of announcing it. And then he sits up there and I don't even remember when I extended him. We're just trying to make progress, and we're he's stumbling all over himself the whole time. It was pathetic, man.
Yeah, the whole thing yesterday, the whole day, it's just the last few weeks in general, like I said, just being in the press box and just being around even in the minor leagues, there's just this weird vibe out there. I couldn't shake it. And when you don't have, and I thought it strange that there was not really a big somebody out there saying, hey, Jason Young's here. The team announcer, Dan Hasty, the team broadcaster for the Whitecaps was out there, and that's great. But you would think that there'd be some, hey, we got Isaac Pacheco here. We have our pick here, and nothing. I thought that whole thing was weird, and even the press conference after the draft, Avila barely talked. So I just knew there was something was going on to that extent.
Well, I thought the smart thing was Lou Whitaker's retirement ceremony that Avila and Chris Ilitch did not speak, because that could have been ugly, because the questions there wouldn't have been great. But, here's a thing that I am confused about. It appeared to me that as of 3 to 4 weeks ago, Chris Ilitch had no intention of making this move. I thought that they were leaking stuff to the media about how great Avila was. And from hearing him at the press conference, it seemed that he thought the Tigers had a chance to turn their season around, and that had happened, he wasn't going to fire Avila. Am I reading that wrong, or is that how you saw it too?
Oh, I kind of saw it too, because at the time, about a month ago, the Tigers were not, they were bad, don't get me wrong, but they weren't as bad, considering that you look at the AL Central as a whole. Cleveland's in first place, or I think 5 games above 500. So I could sort of see that logic, but then it was during the Twins series. It was just the Tigers' back got broken, and after that, they had been in a free-for-all now since the beginning of I think probably second week of July or some sort. They have not looked good. Even after the All-Star break, nothing. And you have a trade deadline where you get a double-A pitcher and a guy who's in development ball. So a lot of fans wanted glimmer, and then you kind of hear that, well, Avila's waiting for people to call him, and it was just that kind of leaked out. You're like, what? You mean to tell me you weren't making calls trying to figure out what's going on? So maybe all that was a combination. I don't know. I just think that like I said, it's just that it was a very weird disconnect. And Terry, I think that he really believed that they were there, because at the time the Tigers were just, I think it was after the winning streak or right beforehand. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it's just the season has been such a crap show that I at this point, when that happened yesterday, it just caught me off guard, but also at the same time, it was just like, just sweating, like, finally.
Well, it's one of the greatest days of my life, Raj. So my question to you is, how long does it take for the Tigers to turn it around? And I know there are a lot of variables in play, but realistically, They're not contending for the next 2 years. It's just not going to happen. There's too many signings. There's too many trades that need to happen. But how do you keep out AJ Hinch and whoever this GM is? He's got a clean house. And do you think they can even get rid of the Javi Baez contract? Because that's the first decision I'd make.
I think it's whoever's going to be the GM is definitely going to make their mark. And Lynn Henning of the Detroit News said something yesterday that I think is very true, and you can see it based off some of the player development side of things. I think the first and foremost, not the new player development, but some of the scouting that's been around for a while, they're probably going to overhaul scouting. I think they're going to make their own mark. That whoever this person's going to be is somebody that's going to say, all right, we need to assess this and go, and based off whatever their imprint is. So if it's a GM that worked with Hinch before that has some sort of experience with him, and then they can consult each other on what they're going to do, then it's going to take some time. And it's not going to take 5 or 6 years like people are already trying to be negative about. You see what's going on with Baltimore. Baltimore now is in wild card contention, and last year they had the worst record in the American League. There's potential there. I think you can get done quicker than that with the right person. They have to get this hire right, though. And I cannot stress to you enough that they have to get this hire right, because there's some wholesale changes that need to be made on scouting, international side of things. It's not just getting rid of the Baez contract. It's just a philosophy that's not temporary, a philosophy that actually means something, that's going to entice the fans and go, okay, you know what, we suck right now, but there's something on the horizon, and there's more things coming, and that's what they have to do. They have to get this hire right. I'm sorry, it doesn't. All of Avila talk now ends yesterday. Talk about what's going to happen in the future, because that right there is imperative.
Brother, I hear you, but from that performance from Chris Ilitch yesterday, I don't have confidence that he's going to pick the right guy.
Well,
I'm worried about that.
You know what, Terry, you have every right to be worried about it, but I think if he lets the baseball people do the baseball things, if he has consultants or whomever that have baseball track records to get this right, I think after that, I think Chris will be back to doing whatever he's doing, which is just being an owner. I think he's going to let the baseball people do the baseball things. And it was clear as day he did that with Avila. Avila did the baseball operations day to day. I mean, Chris didn't look as much involved as Mike did, but there's going to be, he might have a say in it, but I think he's going to have to trust whoever he knows for baseball people to get it right. I mean, look at Dombrowski. Until Randy Smith, Randy Smith still, I think, is still a worse GM than Al Avila. And when he brought in a guy like Dombrowski, who had veteran experience, he let him do his baseball thing, and off they went. Of course, he gave him an open checkbook, of course. Different story, but still, the point remains, let baseball people do what baseball people got to do.
Yeah, well, if we're all honest with each other, there's not a single person in that organization right now that understands a damn thing about baseball.
Willie Horton.
No, I mean, look, guys. On the player development side of things, there's been some changes. Case in point, we saw this yesterday. Albeit it was a bad first start. Kerry Carpenter. Kerry Carpenter went from a non-prospect to being called up and leading the minor leagues at home runs. Again, take those performances first game aside. Look at the way that they develop pitching. There's been progress. This is something. And Terry, if you watch the Tigers, you remember how bad the minors when everybody celebrated the call of Kevin Ritz and Steve Cersei and all those days. Those days are long gone, and the Tigers are at least developing some sort of pitching. I can't tell you that, or I can't say something on. Well, they suck at everything. They do. They're not good at a lot of things, but player development is getting better. It's a start at least.
Fair enough, Raj. Well, thank you so much.
It still appears to be bad, though. Even though it might be better.
It is. But Raj, can't thank you enough for joining us this morning. Appreciate you as always. Make sure you guys check out Raj on Twitter and Woodward Tigers. Raj, we'll talk soon, buddy.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
Take it easy.
Go Tigers.
Wear that chain with pride.
All right. All right. I'm excited. We have one more thing to discuss regarding the next and future episodes of Hard Knocks. what it means for the team, but we'll wrap up with me telling you about our good friends over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. They'll take care of you like they always take care of me. They're awesome stylists, are ahead of the game. Walk in anytime, 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Nobody does it better than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Let's say it again and say it with me. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. No appointment necessary. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
OddsTrader.com is the #1 site for all of your game day bets. Play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Head on over to OddsTrader.com right now or download their app from the App Store for all of your best bets.
All right, 9:41 on a beautiful Thursday. It is a very special Thursday, August 11, 2022. Terry, it's a day we probably won't forget for the rest of our lives. Maybe Chris Ilitch will forget, but...
Yeah, he'll forget it like next month.
But today is the morning, the day of post Avila, running the operations for the Detroit Tigers. A very, 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 very special day for us, not only us in this building, but Tigers fans. So it's about damn time. And speaking of things where you just want to say it's about damn time, Terry, I had mentioned prior to you what was more important, a playoff win or a division in a single set season, right? We had that whole conversation.
We did.
And you know, there was something that was caught during Hard Knocks that was on the wall. I'm not sure if you saw it.
I know what you're talking about.
And that is a reminder. I don't want to call it a mural, but it's a reminder wall that basically says no championship in 58 years. The last playoff appearance or last playoff win was 91. Last division title 93, 94. And it's there. It's there every time they got to walk out of the room and head to practice. It's right there in front of them. And I had never seen that before. And you know, we talk about look, it's easy to say, well, things are changing. It's different this time, right? I know we've heard that for so long. But it's those little things. Those little things to me, Terry, where I sit back and say, I mean, they're doing the right things. They truly are. And when you talk about establishing a culture, what is it based on, Terry? Winning. And they know they haven't won. And they use it to fuel themselves. I am very happy to see that this is the direction they have gone in. It's much different than previous regimes. Again, does it mean they win? That's on the players, that's on the coaches, that's on the front office. But the fact that you're starting to get how this works, you're starting not to make boneheaded decisions. You're starting to hire competent people. Brad Holmes. You're starting to establish your own version of your own culture. Hey, this is our history. Do you want to be a part of the group that changes it? Because that's our goal. I can respect it, Terry. I really can. I don't see an issue.
Yeah, sometimes you need reminders and motivations. It's sort of like in Ohio State, our team is going to be proud in 300 and whatever days. That's when they were going to play Michigan. Michigan football stopped putting up motivations for Ohio State in their locker room. They put it up last year, and guess what? Beat them. And that's not the end all, but it does motivate players. When they see something every day, they know it's important. These players know that it's important to win a division title. They know it's important to win win a playoff game. They know it's important to win a championship because it's there every day.
100%. When you're tired, when you have to do another up down, when you have to do sprints again, when you have to do all this and you're tired and you're not feeling great, coaches use this as a reminder always. You know, one of the things I was always around playing football in high school was, you know, there was one specific team in the what do you call it, the region or the county that we just didn't get along with. It was a known school rivalry, right?
Yes.
And we didn't play them till like week 7. But what was the motive? I'm not joking. From camp into the season up until the week of the game, it was, we're trying to get better so we can beat them, so we can beat them, so we can beat them. Whatever, you keep going. And even whether you're 2-5 going into the game or you're 5-2, it's like, all right, we've progressed all season to get to this moment. You use it as fuel. And I think that mural, that wall, whatever you want to call it, it's refreshing to see. It is. Because hiding away from your history, I think, is also something you shouldn't do. I don't think you should live looking in the rear view. You know, I like to think, you know, just look ahead of you, look through your own windshield and keep going. And tunnel vision brings success, but it's also important to understand history because history will repeat itself if you don't learn from it.
What do you think about Dan Campbell embracing same old Lions?
I think
using that as motivation, rather, because I'll tell you the history. You bring that up to every coach of the Lions leading up to this, they wanted nothing to do with it. They wouldn't talk about it. They wouldn't address it. He said, you know what? I'm using it as motivation. We're not running from it. That's what people are talking about, same old Lions. We're going to try to use it to our advantage.
This is a non-issue for me. I think it's due. Somebody had to embrace it. You know, you walk in, you take over a business, let's say, and it's losing $10 million a year, right? You are the new owner, you bought in. What's the first thing you accept? I'm $10 million in the hole. We are a company that loses $10 million every year. Everyone needs to understand this. This is how we're going to turn it around. If you just walk in and keep doing the same stuff and try doing your own few things here and there, but don't really understand the root cause of the problem, well, you're never going to fix it. And understanding the core fundamental problem with the Lions has always been what? Ownership, hiring incompetent people, and awful coaches. Sheila, too early. She's made her mistakes. She's also made some really good decisions. Brad Holmes, so far, absolute home run. That's refreshing. Already the greatest GM in Detroit Lions history. No doubt.
Oh, I love how you said that.
No more doubts.
Remember how you used to say, "Oh, Terry, you maybe kind of. I think maybe he might
I'm learning
sort
from you,
of be
Terry.
the best."
I'm learning.
I hear you. I'm proud
I'm
of
taking
you.
notes. I'm taking notes. And look, Dan Campbell, I don't know what he is yet. None of you do. Can you all root for him? Yeah, we all are. There's nothing better for any of us at this moment than this guy working out and being a very successful coach. Having said that, you've never had a successful coach in your franchise's history. A Hall of Fame worthy one. It'd be nice to have one. You look around the league at some of the young guys in the league that are coaching that we're going to talk about 10, 15 years from now. You look at a Matt LaFleur, 13 wins to start his career in every single season. Kyle Shanahan, 2 NFC Championship appearances with the Niners. Sean McVay, Super Bowl champion, 5 winning seasons in 5 years. They're there. Then you have the Andy Reids. You have the up-and-comers, Sean McDermott. You've got it. You see it around the league. You have your Mike Tomlins, your John Harbaughs, your established coaches like a Belichick. When do the Lions have that? Do they have it in Dan? I hope so. The only way you'll ever prove it to me is by winning. Because that's what it's all about. That's it. It's not about culture.
Amen.
You develop culture by winning. So when you get to that point, then that stigma goes away. And I love that he's embraced it. I actually think it's about time. It's refreshing. Somebody walked in and said, you know what? This place sucks. And my goal is by the end of my tenure here, not only does it not suck, but it's a place that a lot of people want to be. I'm game for that.
Right. And maybe the fact that he played for the Lions and lived in this community beforehand, he better understands what the challenges are. A lot of what the Lions have done in the past, they've hired outsiders, and they come in and think that's just like every other NFL franchise. You just work hard and we'll be fine. No, you got to do more than that. For this franchise, you have to be special. You have to do things different. You have to shock people sometimes, because it's been such an abomination that you just can't do it the conventional way. And Dan Campbell is not doing it the conventional way. He's embraced same old Lions, which every coach before him rejected. He said something, during a whole kneecap thing, he said something that I've been hearing for years that no coach embraced. He basically said that we've got to attack our division. We've got to be better than the 3 teams in our division, and the rest will take care of itself. No one else ever said that.
Speaking my language, Terry. Well, look, I appreciate it. Appreciate all of you in the chat, but we don't appreciate anything more than our good friends at Cintron.
Yeah, we don't. Cintron, they are the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings.
I could throw this at you.
No, they're the official energy drink of Maddie.
They are.
I
love Cintron, and they've now combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into one limited edition sampler pack. So try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free all-in-one. Pre-order today at cintronworld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron. Let's go, Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Open all summer long, there will be basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art installations, live music, food trucks, and more. Free Wi-Fi, so you can work from the park. It's free to enter. The summer is better at the Monroe Street Midway, brought to you by our amazing friends over at Bedrock Detroit. Mailbag time. Get your questions in the chat. What questions do you have for us this morning? Yes, they can be about the fat man himself, Avila. Yes, they can be about Dan Campbell. Yes, they can be about who Maddie slept with the other night. It can be about just about anything. But don't worry, she didn't get any because she was too busy.
I knew that was coming.
Because she was too busy buying shoes. Fair?
I actually was.
So
I want to know whose chopper she's going to be on today.
I'll take a bet. Minimum 6'3", 6'4", 270 pounds. Looks like a hillbilly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's her type.
I have no comment.
All I got to say is, ooh-wee.
Oh, God. All right, let's start with the questions we have in the chat. Here we go. Terry and Adam, 100% on what Dan said about winning the division. He got that from his guy, Bill Parcells. Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. I didn't know Bill shared that mindset, but
and Bill Parcells offered to help the Lions out, work for the Lions, and they said, "Nah, we're good with Matt Millen."
Well, yeah, because Matt Millen's the greatest GM in NFL history. What are you talking about there?
That's true. What am I thinking?
Yeah, what are you thinking? Shame on you.
I'll get it together one day.
Oh, God. All right, let's start with a few questions going on. Honest, first game coming up tomorrow night with the Tigers. They said the Lions. They said the starters are going to play a little. How do you think that will turn out? The result is irrelevant. They're probably going to get the first series. We're all used to this by now. We're going to watch the first series, fall asleep by the second quarter.
And
I think I got that right.
I will definitely be asleep at least by halftime.
Adam, who is replacing Avila? I have no idea.
Can you offer who you would like to see?
I mean, Theo Epstein would be nice, but that's not. I think he's committed to the MLB Network right now. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, maybe.
We'll see.
But
there are proven guys out there that are available.
Kick
yes.
the tires.
Adam, best 24 hours of sports you've ever been a part of with Hard Knocks, Avila, and your softball team? It's up there. It's definitely up there. Adam, what are the odds your softball team win the championship? Got to get in early. If I were to put a betting number on our softball team, I would put it at about plus 170, plus 180. Damn near one of the favorites. I think we're top 2, top 3, for sure.
Okay.
We're the second or third best favorite to pick on. Adam, can Al get an internship at Woodward Sports? No. Nope. I would, no. I would see his application. I would go to the copying machine. I would put my ass on it, fax it, and send it back to him.
I'm actually driving him to the Owasso airport today.
Oh, God. Oh, God. How do you feel about ESPN? How do you feel about the ESPN coin flip article? Terry, have you seen that?
I have not.
Interesting. I have not either. So whoever asked that question, please enlighten us this morning. Best receivers for the Lions this year, your thoughts? I'm going to go St. Brown. I mean, he's the guy that exploded down the stretch. I think he's the obvious choice. I think his fit within the offense is probably the best of any receiver, but DJ Chark might be a problem.
Could be, but the only reason I won't say DJ Chark is because quarterbacks are comfortable with guys that they know. And Jared Goff knows Amon St. Brown. So at least early, he's going to be his go-to guy. Chark may or may not become that guy later in the season. But I've just noticed that if I played with you, you're my guy until somebody steps up and proves otherwise. So I think it's going to be Amon St.
Fair enough. Let's see what other questions we have. Avila 1-600, stay out. Oh, God. I'm so happy he's gone, guys. Early college football playoff predictions from Andrew in the chat. Terry, you want to take a swing at this? 4 teams that get in.
Okay, Andrew, there's 3 teams already in.
Okay.
Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia. I've been trying to figure out who's that 4th team. And you know what? It's not the 4th team. It's the fraud team.
You ready for this?
What?
This year, the college football playoff will be Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Notre Dame. 2 SEC teams do not get in this year. I don't think Georgia runs the table again. Bama beats them not only in the SEC championship game, but
table.
Well, they have to. They have to run the table to get to the SEC title game.
Well, yeah,
that's how they got in last year, right?
They were the best. That game.
Yeah, well, if they run the table up until that point, which I don't think they're going to do, they're going to drop a game during the season, and they lose to Bama, they're done. So I don't think Georgia gets in this year. I'm going to go with Bama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Notre Dame. A team I give an outside puncher's chance to get back into the college football playoff is Michigan, if I'm honest. I think Michigan could get back in, even without the defense they had last year. I think the offensive weapons Michigan has this year can travel anywhere outside of Alabama.
They have to beat Ohio State.
They do have to beat Ohio State, but again, I think the offense is there this year. They put up 42 last year running the ball, dominating the line of scrimmage. Aiden Hutchinson, the MVP of that game. I think Michigan has an honest chance at making a run for the college football playoff. And if I had to choose between a one-loss Michigan team who lost to Ohio State at the end of the year that went on to win the Big Ten in Ohio State, if I had to choose between them and Notre Dame, I would go Michigan.
But for the same scenario, if it's Georgia with 1 loss, I'd go Georgia.
Georgia would have 2 losses because they would lose a regular season game and they would lose in the SEC title game.
But if they only lose once, that's not what I didn't say. If there was a 2-loss Georgia team, I said 1 loss.
Well, so yeah, if they run the table and they only lose to Bama, they'll get in. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's how they got in last year. So
Bam.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Well, that's it for us. Thank you, guys. Happy Avila Day. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday.
How you going to celebrate?
You know what? Actually, I have a lot of work to catch up on, and then at 12:30, I got to take my wife to the doctor. So we got to do that thing. So
okay, have fun.
I'll have fun. Here comes Dad Adam. Should be fun. I'm trying to get used to this. And then there's Maddie. Mikey, thank you for filling in this week. You did a hell of a job. Fish, go to hell. I hope you burn in hell too. We're out of here. You all have a good rest of your day. See you tomorrow.
Bye.